Hello and welcome to that RC channel. Today we're going to talk about what the very first upgrade should be on your WPL truck. Now, in stock form, these trucks perform good. When you start to upgrade them, you generally see that once you upgrade one part, you're going to have to go back and upgrade another one and so forth and so on. So before you do any type of upgrades to the actual wheels or anything like that, suspension, the very first thing you should do is upgrade this battery. Now this is the stock WPL battery that comes in it. As you see there, it is a 500 milliamp hour 7.4 LiPo battery. It's got your standard 2S balance charging plug. And they've got this little connector here that goes into a secondary plug here, which would end up basically connecting into your ESC, your stock ESC. Now, this is a stock WPL ESC. Don't pay no mind to the heat sinks here. We did that just to pull some heat off these IC chips for when you're running hard. And your battery location may be in a different location. Just always follow your instructions, check your polarity. So basically, this is the plug that would be in the back, and you would just plug it in and go. So this does okay, and it'll get you by, but we think that upgrading the battery in the stock form will get you a better experience out of this. Probably double or even triple the runtime. So we picked up these batteries here, and you can see the build date there is 2021 November. So we bought these a few months ago, and we've been running them in the truck. We left them for about a month uncharged and came back, and they did pretty well. But you'll notice that the connection for the battery is different. It's a JST connector instead of the PH 2.0. So the easiest way to go ahead and get this battery onto the ESC, and obviously you want to make sure it's the same voltage. This is a 7.4 2S LiPo. The easiest way to do it is just going to be to cut this connector off until you have some bare strands, and go ahead and connect one of these little JST female leads with the pigtails. Once you cut it, you go ahead and just solder it together, or some people tape them, and then you're going to have a connection where you can get the battery connected in to the JST there. And then you would just leave this part in the ESC, and your disconnect will be right here instead. Because these little plugs here will eventually wear out, and as you can see, it even wobbles on the board, the whole connector. So you don't want to consistently be pulling these in and out, in and out, in and out to change the or to charge the battery. So just go ahead and cut it here, add it in there. Now, as you can see on this other battery, what we did was we kept the PH2 stock there. We're going to eventually cut this one off, but you can run another connector in there, just depending on your personal setup or exactly what you got. So this battery here is 1200 milliamp hours. So it is twice as large and some change. As far as thickness, height, and width, they're about the same height. Actually, they are the same height. They are exactly the same width. And the length, the aftermarket battery, and I'm not even sure how to pronounce this, Blominki, whatever that is, it's just a little bit longer than the actual WPL battery, but it does fit inside of the tray perfectly with no issues. As you can see, we have the JST plug in there, but this battery will fit right inside there. No issues, it fits down in there, just like the original one fits down in there. So we're gonna go ahead and just test these batteries to show that they are actually really, really good. And after a few months to show exactly what they have. So we have one of them hooked up here already, because they come in a pack of 2. And again, don't use the chargers that come with it. Get one of these good chargers. We're going to extra function. We're going to check the battery status. You guys can see there it's 99%. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and charge it one quick time at 1.2 volts because this is a 1200 milliamp hour battery. So as you can see here, we're gonna let it balance out real quick. Probably gonna click off here in a second. That's 8.40. There we go. You see the balance. It's probably gonna end here in a second. 4.2 is about where it's gonna end. As you can see, the amperage jumped down, so we know the battery is getting charged, and it should go off here in a second. We'll come back after it's charged up. Okay, the battery just ended charging. As we see there, 4.2 on each cell. So we're gonna go ahead and go through a discharge cycle now. And the magic number we're looking for is 1,200 milliamp hours. Alright, so it started to discharge at 1.2 amps. As you can see there, that's going to be the individual cells and they will be going down. So we'll leave this on, and the number we're looking for here is 1,200 or somewhere around there because these batteries are a few months old. Okay, we passed the 500 milliamp hour mark at around 23 minutes. So that's kind of where the stock battery would have crapped out. So we're still going here, and we'll come back and check it when it gets closer to the actual rated capacity. You can see there the cells are still at 3.7 volts each. Alright, we crossed the 1,000 milliamp hour mark there. You can see we got about 3.4, 3.5 per cell. 6.90. And we've been going about 45 minutes, pulling down somewhere between an amp and a half or so. So we'll come back once it ends. Alright, we're coming up on that 1200. There it is. The safety cutoff voltage is 6.40. And that would bring the cells to 3.2 each on a 2S. As you can see, they're still over 3.2, just slightly by a half millivolt or so. But we're gonna let it run and see. And as you can see, these batteries are rated at 1,200 milliamp hours there. They are a few months old. 11 or December 23, 2021 is the build date on them. And as you can see there, we surpassed the 1,200 milliamp hour rating that they're rated at. And we got about an hour of runtime at a consistent over amp draw. So the truck is not going to draw that consistently. So if this is drawing for consistent an hour, you're going to get plenty of time out of this battery, playtime. Generally we see that we end up putting the RC up, everybody gets tired of it before the batteries even die with this new battery. So we're just going to let it keep going, and we'll come back and see what it actually ends up rating at. Okay, the battery finished charging. The protection voltage cut off at 6.40 volts. It was running for 1 hour, 3 minutes, 31 seconds. So much longer than the stock battery. And as you can see, we pulled out 1,318 or 1,300 milliamp hours, which is 1,000 more. I'm sorry, not 1,000, 100 more than the actual battery. And you can say, yeah, we recharged it right before we tested it, so you can count that 100 as waste. It is still a 1200 amp hour battery. So definitely an excellent upgrade for the price. And as you can see there, it stopped it at 3.298, 3.262. So essentially 3.2 volts is shut down, 3.2 and 3.2 is the 6.4, and it safely discharged it all the way. So yeah, we think that that's the very first upgrade and the best upgrade you can do, because essentially you're getting double the battery, double the play time, a little bit more than double, and it's about the same footprint. You just got to change over some of the connectors and you'll be good to go. So we hope this helps. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.